Hey, it's today, and you're back at the lounge where I'll be going over some EDC tech stuff. Most of the stuff I'll be talking about today is stuff I carry and or use on a regular basis. The only frequently used item of mine I chose not to include is my phone, since it's trashed. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm gonna start with maybe the most important tech item in my carry, my laptop computer. This is the newest MacBook 14 with M2 Pro chip. In my line of work, it's really important that I have a good, reliable computer. And I always tend to come back to Apple and its Unix-based system. It's just what I have the most familiarity with. Now, as far as hardware goes, I went with 10 cores of CPU, 16 gigabytes of unified memory, and a terabyte of SSD. I've never had a computer that runs unified memory. I'm told that it's twice as good as standard RAM, such that 8 gigs of unified is equivalent to 16 gigs of standard. That's what they say. At 12.3 inches by 8.7 inches, the dimensions are really not that much bigger than the MacBook 13, but it's got more screen real estate. Some of the things that persuaded me to get the MacBook 14 over the 13 include the larger screen size, the display quality, the M2 Pro silicon, which has twice the amount of transistors as the M2, and is supposed to be 20% faster than the M1 Pro. It has a better forward-facing camera and a more familiar keyboard layout with no touch bar. The MacBook 16 was out of the question just due to its size. Now, overall, I really love this thing. It has not disappointed. In my opinion, if you can afford it, go with the 16 gigs of RAM. It's blazing fast. I've had nothing but great experiences with the newer Apple processors, and it's just plain fun to use. In classic Apple style, it's a handsome computer that is going to cost you about $2,200 with the specs I mentioned. Next, the Kindle Paperwhite. I love this thing. It's one of my favorite ways to read. The way this thing is lit just makes reading very easy and feel natural. It's not like reading from a phone or computer screen. And the size of it just makes it very transportable and will fit in almost any bag. But I don't need to tell you too much about it. Y'all probably know what a Kindle is by now. They've been around for a minute. I love to use mine, and it's one of my favorite pieces of tech. The latest model of the Kindle Paperwhite at 8 gigabytes comes in at $139. On to the next item, headphones. I always have these on me. I exclusively buy the Apple earbuds and go through them like crazy. I usually buy a set every 3 to 4 months, and I use them heavily. I run in them, I sweat in them, inevitably I ruin them. I've tried other pairs, but I always come back to the standard wired white iPhone earbuds. It's a staple for me, and I've resigned to the fact that I'll just keep buying these forever. Why don't I use Bluetooth? I hate taking phone calls on wireless. Good ones are expensive, and I've got enough things to keep charged already. Right now, I have a pair of these that I keep just for my workouts, and a pair I keep just throughout the day. So I usually have multiple pairs going at any time. At the end of the day, they just work for me, and they're only 30 bucks a pair. And the newest tech item that I've acquired is the iPad Mini. Now, I keep this thing pretty lean. No unnecessary apps, no music, no videos. I opted for the 64 gigabyte model over the 256, so storage space is important. It has an 8.3 inch screen, and some of the notable features on here include a 4K video capabilities, a 12 megapixel camera, and a really nice liquid retina display. Now, I got mine for work. And it's really nice to have here in the studio to use as an extra monitor or a controller or teleprompter. Outside of the work context, I would consider this a luxury item, definitely not an essential item, but it can be really quite nice and useful for YouTube videos or for reading online articles. Now, one thing I may want to explore in the future is just using this to take notes. But at the time of purchase, it just wasn't why I wanted to get it. As you can imagine, it's not cheap, but you can pick one up for $4.99 as long as you're okay with 64 gigabytes of storage. The next product, or the next two products actually, are from a company called Nomad. Now, since I typically have multiple devices in my EDC, it's important that I have a good charging cable and a charging brick. A brick I'll talk about in just a minute, but this cable I featured on the channel before. It's ultra handy and worth mentioning again. It's a USB-C cable with USB-A and micro USB adapters, making it 3 cables in one. It works well for my Kindle, my phone, my computer, my iPad, and my external hard drive. It's wrapped in a very durable Kevlar braid and is capable of handling 100 watts, so it's not going to limit your charging speed. It's a really nice cable to have in your carry, and it comes in around 40 bucks. The other Nomad product is a power adapter. The cable isn't really going to do me a whole lot of good if I can't plug it into an outlet. And this guy is a 30-watt power adapter and does a really great job of charging up my stuff quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's a great size. It's not too much bigger than those little 5-watt Apple chargers, but at 30 watts, this one packs much more of a punch. According to Apple specs, the iPhone 13 can charge up to 50% in 30 minutes with a 30-watt adapter. In my own experience, I wouldn't say it goes quite that fast, but it's definitely an improvement over the 5 and 12-watt bricks I've been using. The power adapter comes in multiple wattages and different price points. The 30-watt one is about 30 bucks. And finally, I guess I'll briefly mention the bag I use to carry it all in. This is my nutsack Muy Grande, and it's been my work bag for the last few years. It's a great, durable bag for everything I need throughout my day. For work, I need a bigger bag like this that's going to fit all my stuff. But even for the size that it is, it's not overwhelming and quite comfortable. It easily fits my laptop along with my double admin pouch, any notebooks or tech items, and everything else I might need for my workday. The laptop sleeve easily accommodates my laptop, and I can slide the iPad mini or Kindle in the front open pockets. It's a bag that'll last a lifetime, and it costs $2.99. So that's pretty much a good overview of the tech I like to carry. I'll leave links to everything in the description below, along with the bag I use to carry it in. That's all from the lounge. Thanks for watching.